Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this look. Not sure what to call it just yet. I wanted to title this video 99.9% drugstore makeup look because I did use a couple of items that weren't from the drugstore, even though my original intention was to make it all drugstore, but I had to throw in a couple items. But I don't think it's any more than 5 that I used. I just wanted to use a bunch of new items I recently got from Milani. They came out with some amazing products. So this is also sort of like a first impressions type of video, kind of, sort of. So if you're interested and want to see how I created this look, keep on watching. 2 seconds into the tutorial and my beauty blender fell on the floor and now it is covered in Mika's fur. This is my nightmare. I'm gonna start by priming my skin using the Lasting Finish Primer by RIMMEL. I've used this one here on my channel before. This remains like my favorite drugstore primer. I feel like it really makes the makeup last a really long time and it doesn't feel heavy. Before going in with foundation, I'm going to highlight my bare skin to give sort of a lit from within sort of look, even though I'll probably add more highlighter at the end to make the skin look super glowy. I'm going to be using this new product from Milani. It's the Contour and Highlight Cream and Liquid Duo. I haven't really used this product before aside from doing swatches, but from first glance what I really like about it is that it does come in 3 different shades, light, medium, dark, and they coordinated the contour shade with the highlighting shade really well. I'm going to start by applying the highlighter to the high points of the face. I'm just going to use the applicator. This is my way of creating a really glowy skin underneath foundation. If you feel like your skin ever looks really flat, try this technique and you can always add more highlighter at the end to give a super glowy look to the skin, but I love this technique. I really like the color of this highlighter. It's so pretty. You can see once I blend it out, it looks really natural, not too crazy. Liking this so far. So now I can go ahead and apply my foundation on top of this. So I'm going to be going in with the Dream Cushion Foundation by Maybelline. This one is in shade 30 and I'm just going to use my fingertips to pick it up and apply it to my skin. Just so I don't use too much foundation. And then I'm going to blend it out with the Beauty Blender again. And you guys know me, I never do a cream contour, but I really want to give this product a try, the contouring side. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a cream contour. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this, still the shade Light. Do you guys see what I mean about the colors being perfect? This is a great contouring shade for someone that is on the lighter side. And then the highlighter side was obviously perfect for my skin tone as well. So they did a good job. Good job, Milani. And for the nose contour, I'm actually going to pick it up on a brush. This is the JD Wadey Nose Perfector. I'm going to apply it to the nose and then blend it out with the other side. And then to conceal and highlight, I'm going to be using this Milani Retouch Plus Erase Light Lifting Concealer. This one also has a little sponge. I played with it the other day and when I used the sponge, I ended up using way too much product. A little bit of this goes a really long way. It's super concentrated, which is why I don't mind that the tube is so tiny. Because when you look at it, it looks like you don't get a lot. This is only 0.24 fluid ounces, but honestly, you need the smallest amount. So I'm actually going to dispense a little on the back of my hand. And I also want to chisel out this contour because right now it looks pretty messy on the cheeks. So I'm just going to use a brush to apply it right here. And then to set everything, I'm going to be using the RCMA No Color Powder. I know this isn't drugstore, I've said this before in other drugstore tutorials, but I have yet to find a great drugstore setting powder. I used to love the Maybelline Zero Shine Powder, but it's one of their OG products. But now I feel like it's too dark to set my highlighted areas. It takes away from the highlight. That's the only reason I don't use that one. If not, I absolutely love that one. I'll link it in the description box. So I'm going to go ahead and set with this powder and then move on to the eyes. Or actually, before I move on to the eyes, I'm going to warm up my skin because I look really pale and powdery right now. I always like to do that before eyes. If not, I only focus on how pale I am. So I'm going to be using the NYX Cheek Contour Duo Palette. This is the shade Cheek on Cheek. I'm going to use the contouring side, which is like it's a decently warm tone. It's pretty dark, so I'm only going to use a pinch to warm up my skin. And it is matte. And I'm just going to add a little powder down here to cut the cheek. And I'm only going to let that sit there for a few seconds and I'm just going to buff it away. And by the way, you guys, I really wanted to use this bronzer by e.l.f., but this is how it arrived. So for this eye look, I really want the thick black winged liner to be the focus. So we're going to keep everything else pretty simple. I'm going to start by applying the Maybelline Color Tattoo Crayon in the shade Bronze Truffle, and I'm just going to blend that across the entire eye and also the lower lash line. That's all I'm going to do for the eyes for now. I might go back in and blend it out a little more, add a highlight to the brow bone and inner corner. But for now, I'm going to move on to the winged liner. And for that, I'm going to have to move this mirror. Hopefully you guys can still see. I'll do it like this. And I'm going to be using the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner in black. And I'm going to draw a pretty thick wing, but I want it to be short. I don't want it to extend all the way out. I'm also probably really rusty when it comes to winged liner since I haven't done it in a while. One little tip when it comes to winged liner, always do the difficult side first because it's easier to match the easy side to it versus doing the easy side and nailing it and then trying to do the difficult side. So with me, the right side is really hard for me. I don't know why. And the left side's easier. Now that I have this thick winged liner on, I do want to deepen up the eyes a little more. So I'm going to be using this Au Naturel palette from Wet n Wild. I'm just going to be using one shade. I'm going to use this taupey brown, possibly the one next to it, and I'm just gonna blend the edges and the outer V of the eye to just add some dimension because right now it's looking really flat and we don't want that. And then just a pinch of this darker one on the outer V. And like always, I feel like I'm looking pretty crazy right now, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows using the Maybelline Brow Precise pencil. I believe it doesn't have the color on here, but I'm pretty sure this is the lighter one. And then for lashes, I can't seem to find my favorite pair of Drugstore lashes, which are the Kiss lashes. I don't know what happened to them. So I'm going to be using these Pure lashes in Diva. Forgive me, you guys, I know they're not Drugstore, but I honestly don't know what happened to my favorite Kiss lashes. But if you're looking for a Drugstore lash, those are great, and also the Ardell lashes are always great too. Now that the lashes are on, a million hours later, I also want to add a little bit of black liner just to the outer corner of the lower lash line, just to further define the eye. So I'm going to be using this Milani Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner. I'm also going to tightline. I haven't used this liner for tightlining, so I don't know if it's going to transfer on the lower waterline, so let's test it out. I'm just going to go ahead and do this first. So now I'm just tightlining. You always want to do this whenever you wear lashes or have liner on because it fills in that gap and makes it look completely black right underneath the eye. Okay, now I'm going to go back and finish the skin. I just feel like I look very bleh. So for blush, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Mellow Wine. And I'm just going to sweep that onto the cheeks. Okay, so I wasn't liking the way that blush was looking, so I'm just going to take a foundation powder. This is not Drugstore, but I just want to fix this, so I'm going to wipe it all off and start all over again. I'm using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation in Golden Ivory and a kabuki brush, and I'm just pressing it over the blush to help get rid of that, and then I'll go in with another blush instead. And then whenever you do this, you'll feel really powdery, so I'm going to use a setting spray to tone down the look of powder and then come back and finish it all, so I'll show you guys how I do that. Okay, now that I've powdered everything away, I'm going to give myself a mist of Fix Plus, again, not Drugstore. So I'm going to go ahead and spritz myself with this to tone down the look of this powder. Okay, now that we have saved the look, everything looks back to normal. Let's continue on and wrap this up. I tried looking for a Drugstore blush in my collection that had more of a cool tone to it. I couldn't find one, so I'm going to be using this Makeup Geek blush in Puppy Love. This is more of like the cool tone I was going for. You can see the difference in comparison to this one. This one looks cool tone, but honestly it came out so coral on my cheeks. So I'm gonna go ahead and dust a little bit of this on my cheeks. I'm using another brush from Linda Hallberg. These are so incredibly soft. They feel so nice. I was gonna use the Glow Down eyeshadow from Maybelline, the one that I did an entire video on. It's an amazing $3 eyeshadow that works great as a highlighter, and it compares to a lot of high-end highlighters, but I recently got this new one from Milani. A lot of new products from Milani. This is the Strobe Light highlighter in Day Glow. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this one. This is also my first time using this, and so far it looks really nice, really soft and subtle, not too intense. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush and also apply this to the inner corner of the eyes and the brow bone. Now I'm going to go back and just finish the eyes by applying some mascara to the lower lashes, and then finally the lip, and we are done. For the lip, I'm going to be using Maybelline's Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in Magnetic Mauve. And then for the lip, I'm using Wet n Wild's Mocha Licious Lipstick. Alright guys, that completes this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this 99.9% drugstore makeup look. Let me know what you thought of some of these new products and if you will be checking any of them out. Of all the new Milani products that I use, definitely check out the new concealer and highlight and contour duo. I thought these were amazing and they definitely stood out. The concealer, even though the bottle is small, again, it's super concentrated, so you don't need that much when using this. And the color of these duos are just so good. I really love these, and I love that it's a 2-in-1. I'm not gonna say I didn't like this highlighter. It does give a really nice subtle glow. I mean, my skin looks really nice and glowy, almost like a candlelit glow. The only reason I'm kind of passing on this one is because the Glow Down by Maybelline is so affordable and comparable to so many high-end highlighters. That's the only reason I would pass on this one and go for the Glow Down by Maybelline instead. That's just my opinion. Check it out regardless, it is really pretty. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Share it with your dad, your brother, everyone, all of Facebook. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.